Hey, how's everything? How do I pronounce your name?
It's a Redano.
Redano. Okay. How you doing, Redano? How can I help you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for jumping on with me for a few minutes.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I really just wanted to just kind of get your thoughts on this new account that I did a walkthrough this morning. It's 5 days a week. 2,100 is the payout. Um, and it's really an easy account. It's a 55 plus living community. They're at a clubhouse.
Uh-huh.
It's their clubhouse in that particular community. So really, what it is a couple, a few bathrooms, a conference room that they rarely use, a couple of small like fitness centers where they do like yoga and stuff like that. Um, an exercise room. I don't have to touch the equipment. I really just kind of got a vacuum in there, and then really just the floors and window sills. Um, I just really wasn't sure because even if I hire someone at around $12 an hour, I'm still cutting it close in terms of what I would be bringing in. And so I didn't know if I should maybe kind of put in that sweat equity and work the account for a few months to pay off the balance, and then hire someone or not. Because if I hire someone at 12 or even like $11 an hour, it's still with the 12 monthly payment and the 20%. I'm still coming up really short in terms of what I would be bringing home, even though I'm not cleaning the building.
Okay. Now, so here's the question. What is your minimum wage in North Carolina?
The minimum wage is still low. It's still I think it's hold on, is it? I think it's like
735.
725, 750,
Okay.
something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so now here's the thing. Who are you looking to employ in your business? Because a lot of us want to employ people that demand the $12, $13, $14 hourly rate, but you're in the cleaning business.
Hmm.
So the first thing you need to do is vet who you're trying to hire. A lot of times you could find people that are looking to just supplement their salary and
Yeah.
that's willing to take a nine dollar to $10 an hour job because they're just trying to supplement. So that's the first thing we need to do. We need to target who we're trying to put in these contracts.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
that's the biggest thing. Like with us, we do a lot of business with programs like American Works, Goodwill, places like that have a work program that they're looking to put their people into jobs,
Hmm.
and um, they'll take a $9 an hour salary because in Georgia the minimum wage is 7.25.
Okay.
So so when we're looking to vet people to put in our business, you really don't want to place somebody in there that's demanding 12, 13, $14 an hour, because
Sense.
from our standpoint is every year they're going to want an increase.
Hmm.
And with the cleaning industry, you're not going to have that room to give them a yearly increase.
Yeah.
So you want to find ways like uh, seniors that are uh, retirees that are looking to supplement their retirement check. They'll work for $9 or $10 an hour. Uh, uh, Seniors that are receiving Social Security, they can only work 20 hours a week, or
Yeah.
it'll cut into their Social Security. So they'll work for $9 or $10 an hour. So it just depends on who you're vetting, for these positions. You don't
Okay.
want to go out and vet college graduates for this type of profession, is because, at the end of the day, it's just cleaning, you
Yeah.
know. So that's one thing that I would say. Now, with me and my wife, I see that you only have like two contracts.
Hmm.
So you're just starting out.
Yeah.
So what me and my wife did for the first year, we worked all of our contracts for that first year. in order for us to build up enough capital and enough sweat equities to take on contractors. So that may be another strategy that you want to use. You want to be able to put that sweat equity in to pay down that multiplier.
Yeah.
Um, that way, because see, the first year it'll be paid off. You
Mm-hmm.
know, if you work it the first year, so you'll pay it off, and you'll have that additional $553, which could be your going towards your payroll. You know,
Yeah. That's one thing that I was considering as well, kind of doing it that way, and maybe paying off before the 12 months if I'm
yeah,
actually doing the work myself, right?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So that's another.
So
That's
the part is helpful about, because I actually was thinking who would take this job, this type of work for less than $12 an hour. But I'm hearing you say that that's who I should be looking for in vetting someone who just wants to supplement their income. They're not looking to have a full time income,
exactly,
make a little cash on the side, and that $9 to $10 an hour is something that would be enticing to them.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's been our niche. Most of
Okay.
our contractors are seniors that receive Social Security or retirees that receive some form of retirement check, and they're
Okay.
just looking to add 20 hours a week to their monthly income. So that's
Okay.
been working out great for us.
Is
So
that through word of mouth that has it over? I know you've been on this for a while, but has it mostly been word of mouth, or you're like using certain platforms where you're able to vet them that way?
well, once we get like for the seniors that are receiving Social Security, it's normally word of mouth through them because most of their people that hang out with them, they're making 20 hours a week, and they go tell their friend, hey, he's paying us 20 hours. I'm able to work 20 hours a week, and it's only 2 hours a night or something like that. Or
Yeah.
um uh and that's been going great as well.
Okay.
But a lot of times, like I said, we're part of a program, American Works, that look to staff some of their people through their programs, and we do pick people from their program as well. So that also works as for vetting out people that are looking to take that $9 to $10 hour wage.
Okay. I'll look. I don't know if they have something like that down here or up here. I think you're in Georgia.
Yeah,
So I'll Google and look into that as well. That
yeah.
type of program.
Yeah, if you go to Goodwill normally has some work programs. And then you can just inquire about the other um work programs that may be in your area that look for some of them that are slightly handicapped, that are looking to get back into the workplace.
Yeah.
And they
Okay.
they normally have people that'll fit what you're looking for as far as cleaning. Um,
Yeah, because
and you can just
it's a really light account.
yeah. And see, that's the thing is if you have an account that's already like real light duty,
Yeah.
it's easy to maintain with a senior or a retiree, that just got to come in and do a little dusting. It's not no heavy cleaning or mopping and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think that'll be your best if you're not trying to get yourself into business. That'll be your best avenue is to work through those programs or find you a senior um, that can work in that contract as well.
Okay. 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 All right. So, just kind of for you, like looking at the numbers, would you say this is a bad contract if I were to work it myself for a little bit, or at that $9 to $10 hour? Would you consider this one that you would maybe stay away from? It seems pretty good once you get past that 12, the multiplier,
Yeah.
right? 'Cause
That-
that's actually 553.
so here's our rule of thumb. Once we pay that multiplier off, if it's able to put us $500 to $1,000 on a larger account, if it's able to put us between $500 to $1,000 in our pocket, is good income without
Okay.
us having to do a lot of working in it. You know,
After the multiplier is paid off, that's how you kind of okay, got you.
that's what we're looking at.
Got you.
After that multiplier is paid off, if it's putting that additional $500 in our pocket, oh, we're gonna take that.
Mm,
Um,
okay. Yeah,
so
it would work out that way with this one. This is making me kind of rethink this because it's not a heavy duty account, and even like the vacuuming is not necessary every single night. The mopping can be kind of done in sections, one section one night, another section, because it is 5 days a week. And it's just a place that's not going to be heavily utilized on a daily basis.
yeah,
And I guess maybe because they're older, they take a little bit more care of the place than 20-year
yeah,
olds. I guess I don't know, but okay, okay. Okay, yeah. So after the multiplier, 500 plus or so is something to think about.
yeah. And consider this, if this place is being ran and it's being ran to that level without actually cleaning, without, I know you guys are being plugged into it now,
Hmm.
then that's going to be a place that somebody's going to want to come and work because they know it's not a hard job. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So if they're gonna come and do the best because it's a clean facility. It's not like contracts that we have where we're industrial, heavy industrial
right.
contracts where it's really dirty and people don't want to go in there and clean it because it's filthy.
Yeah,
When it's already presentable and it's already clean, people feel good about going in there and spending 2 hours in there cleaning. You know what I mean? Because it's a nice environment to be
yeah.
in.
That's actually exactly what it is. Jan Pro has a business in there now, but they're not doing well in terms of the details, and
Mm-hmm.
and I guess they had a run in with the business had a run in with one of the staff there or something like that. So they're looking to transfer that account, and that's why they had me kind of walk through
Yeah.
as well. Okay, okay, okay. So this looks so kind of in your opinion, this looks okay in terms of just kind of the numbers and days a week and all of that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It looks really good.
Okay,
Especially
okay,
once you get this multiplier, once you get that multiplier paid off,
yeah,
it's gonna be a really good contract for you. And it's
okay.
like two, and you saying it's 2.5 man hours a night?
Yeah, I think so. Based on kind of walking through it, I don't see why it would be more than 2.5 to 3 hours. It maybe even 2 to 2.5 hours actually.
Yeah, see,
Um,
that's perfect.
could actually you maybe could get in there. I mean that doesn't include like drive time or anything like that, but you may be able to do it in 2 and 2.5 hours one person. I
Yeah,
definitely if it was if I needed two people, I definitely wouldn't do it because it just wouldn't make sense number wise. But I think one person, if I kind of start off with it, should be good to go.
yeah, yeah. That would be perfect. And then, I would grab. So the reason why we use seniors, and it's not really because the amount of money that we can pay them, it's
Hmm.
because once we get them plugged in and they know the system, they're going to come to work every day, you know.
Uh, gotcha.
So they're going to take care of that contract as if it was their own, you
Mm,
know. And that's what we're finding out, is that when we use the um, retiree or the senior, it's more I can sleep comfortably. I don't have to get no phone call saying, "Hey, they didn't do this and they don't do that. They didn't show up today." You know, we went through that headache before. With the younger crowd. That a lot of times they won't even show up or they won't even call. So we we basically, now that we're been in business for almost 8 years,
mhm,
we a lot of our people come through word of mouth, and then a lot of the programs hear about us and then they call us and say, "Hey, we have some people that we want to if you got any positions open, we'd like to send some of our people their way too." So it's been working great with us with this niche. So I think that it's something that we can all take advantage of. It's just like I said, it's just you have to vet who your target is. If you're looking to employ somebody, employment you're looking to vet out who's gonna fit that role for the amount of money because you're a lot of people look at it like this. They say, well, people are not going to work for $12 to $14 an hour. People are only going to work for that amount. But that's not what you're not trying to fit what they'll work for. You're trying to find somebody that'll fit what you can pay them.
Yeah,
You see what I'm
yeah,
saying? So
yeah. That's
that's
true.
the direction that you have to go in. I hear a lot. I hear it all the time. People they call me all day long. Hey, I can't find nobody that's working for 12 and $14. And here it is, me and my wife. We find 50 to 20, 25 to 50 people that'll work for $9 or $9.50. They loving it. But we're vetting the type of people. We're going out intentionally looking for the type of people that's going to service our business. It's not
Okay.
the other way around. It's
Yeah.
you as a business owner going and seeking the type of person to fit into your business.
Okay. I definitely was not looking at it that way. That's kind of helpful to hear because that's a different way of looking at it that I wasn't noticing because I was looking at it from a place of no one's going to work for, which is a bad mindset to have, to find the people who will work and be
Exactly.
okay with that because it's not about feeding, and providing for their families. It's about supplemental income to add to what they already have going on for a couple 2 to 3 hours a night,
That's right.
which
That's right.
isn't bad for a light account. Okay,
That's right. That's
yeah,
right.
I'm a, I'm
And
a,
then
I'm a,
once you start thinking like that, once you plug that first person in there, once you plug that first person in there, your business is going to take off because they're going to be the word of mouth for you. And then you're
okay,
going to be like, okay, people are going to be calling you. Hey, I got your number from such and such. She said that you have some work for me for about 2 hours a night, and then now you got to find contracts for them.
okay.
That's our problem. That's our day-to-day problem now is
Fine.
trying to find contracts for people that are looking to work those 2 hours a week. You know, so so that's going to be a good problem to have once you start properly vetting the people that you're looking for. And I'm telling you, there's some people out there that'll work. Don't let nobody say that they won't work for $9 to $10 an hour. They will. They'll work for
Okay.
$9 to $10 an hour.
Okay. And I guess I want to ask real quick. Have you found that like this type of account is 5 nights a week, every week? Have you found those to be a little bit more difficult to put people in because they're multiple times a week, or should I look for like two different people
It's
throughout
on
the
the
week?
contrary. It's on
Okay.
the contrary because somebody that's looking to supplement their income, they want to work every night.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, it's harder, and to think about it, it's harder to hire for people that work less days. Like my 1 day accounts, my 2 day accounts, it's hard for me to find people to work those accounts unless I give them multiple accounts to go to.
Because like what's so just because like it's not worth it almost.
Exactly. It's like
Yeah.
if you're working 1 day and you're making $10 an hour, and you're only working 2 hours, it doesn't make sense for me to come to your site and I'm only making $20 that day,
Yeah. It makes
So
sense.
that's $20 in gas. So it's harder to find. But if you have more work for them, then it's easier for them to come because they're coming every single night, you know.
Okay.
So it's going to be easier for you to fill those. Those 1 day a weeks are going to be a little bit harder unless you already have. Once you start getting established and you have somebody in there to routinely come 5 days a week, you can say, "Hey, man, I got a weekend clean. Are you interested?" And since they're already working with you, they'll say, "Okay, yeah, I'll go and do this extra 2 hours somewhere else." You know, and that's
Okay.
how we've been doing ours. We don't try to go out and find someone to work our 1 day a week cleans. We just try to add that to work that we already have people in. We may have people coming to work 3 days out the week and they need more hours. And we'll say,
Yeah.
okay, so we got another building that you can clean. And it's over the weekend. It's 2 or 3 hours or 4 hours a clean. So they'll do that because it's additional income for them.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, that's the direction I'm gonna take. Okay. I'm gonna talk to my wife about it. I think I will take this account. and go from there. Because thinking about it in that terms, when it just adjusts the numbers a little bit more. Um, but two, once that multiplier is paid off, this can be a really nice cash flowing account without me
Exactly.
working. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's the goal. The goal is to pull yourself out and think about the cash flow that you can make without even being in there. So when you go to managing your business, you're making cash flow off of the business and it's not really hurting you to plug people into the system. And you're still, it's just like, I treat it like, because I'm a real estate investor. So I treat it like that. So,
Yeah.
am I going
With
to
the,
cash flow? That's
mhm.
how I treat it. I treat everything as cash flow. So,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know, and that's the way you have to treat your business.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. I think that's what I had. I wasn't looking at it from after the multiplier was going because I was stressing with the multiplier there, but the who I'm vetting and the once the multiplier is gone, thinking about it in that term has been really helpful. Okay, is there anything else that comes up for you kind of looking at this? I think that was all I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on.
I think this is a good contract. I honestly do. I honestly do think that this is a good contract and it fits what you're trying to do. I just think once you get past the multiplier, once you get that paid off, this is going to be a perfect cash flow for you, especially once you start implementing who you're targeting as your contractor or your employee to work in the position. It's going to cash flow for you. Because that $136 that you say that you'll be getting at on top of the 553,
Yeah.
87. So that's gonna put you at almost $700 in cash flow every month.
Yeah, yeah, and the other account is the church at 1935. That multiplier will end around the same time as this one, maybe a month or so in between, and will give me some really good cash flow too, because that multiplier will be paid off at that point as well. And so, without being working that's all that probably equal up to probably about 800 to $1,000 passive,
Yeah,
around this time next year. So that's a
yeah,
good way to think about it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh man, thank you.
Oh, no problem, no problem. That's what we're here. Like I said, we're called to just help as many people as we can. I mean, we don't know everything. I think that we do provide a different look at the business because I
Mhm.
know a lot of people talk negative about Jan Pro, but we provide a different look because we treat it as rental property. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
once you
And
start treating it like that, you start seeing things differently.
yeah, I don't know when I started watching your videos, but they became helpful because I do have another business that pretty much takes up my day. So I don't have time to like knock on doors and make all of these calls and all of that. So being able to just kind of allow that to happen, paying the 20% is I don't feel any like weight from that because
Exactly.
it's kind of well worth it to me to just they're taking care of that. I pay them, and like you said, I don't even look at those top numbers. I get what I get, and I keep moving. So that's been helpful so far with me kind of getting started.
Yeah. And that's what I look at it as well because it's easy it's easy to go out and start your own business, but I look at it like this. Jan Pro is a means to another end for us. And I
Mhm,
can't speak for a lot of people why they get started with Jan Pro. I can only
mhm.
speak with why me and my wife got started. It's because we're entrepreneurs and we're investors.
Yeah,
So when you're looking at it from that standpoint, I would rather have somebody go in and pay them 20% to go find a business for me. you
mhm.
know that's one less thing that I have to worry about. I don't have to worry about the phone calls. I don't have to
Yeah,
worry about knocking on doors. I don't have to worry about all that day-to-day business. It frees me up to think creatively on other things that I can do to produce income you know
yeah,
so
for sure.
if I were to think of it from a business standpoint, so I think everything I do for passive income. So everything me and my wife do in our house is for passive income. We don't actively try to work for any money that comes in our house.
Mm-hmm.
So if
Yeah.
we were to start a business, that means we've created ourselves a job,
Yeah.
and we didn't want to approach it that way. You know, we didn't want to approach it to where we're creating ourselves a job. We
Right.
wanted to approach it from setting up systems that allow us to put work in for 12 months and then step away. Just like real estate, you have to put the work in to fix the property up. Now you can step away and let that property run with systems. That's the same way we do with JanPro. You know, we put the work in for 12 months, let it run to where we're building up cash flow. Now, after 12 months, we can remove ourselves from the business. Now it could run passively,
Passively.
not saying that we're not working on our business, because we're constantly working on our business, but we're
Right.
not working in the business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 That's the goal with for me with starting this is the passive, the working on it versus working in it. And I think that's kind of part of why I kind of reached out too, because that kind of that working in it piece, but the sweat equity that you talked about can help me get to that place where I'm not working in it, but more so working on it. And also, employing people who are looking for extra income, I think is a really boost for me as well, that I can be in a position to do that for people, you know. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. I mean, I think that's it. I really appreciate you taking a few minutes and chatting with me.
Okay. Hey, well, I'm glad that you were able to reach out to me, and I'm glad that some of the things that I've talked to you about tonight have impacted you or helped you along your journey. And if you should have any other questions, you have my contact information. You can reach out. Um, I do have a VIP Patreon account for anybody that wants to do the mentoring, but it's not required. Um, it's just
Okay.
it's just that if anybody are looking to build their business and have access to me on a monthly basis, then you could join the Patreon. It's only $40 a month, and you have total access to me to look over contracts, call me on the phone, things of that nature. So
Okay.
um, that's also out there. But like I said, you have my information. So if you ever need my assistance, just reach out to me.
Okay. Thank you. All right. For sure. For sure. Thanks, Burrell. Have a good night. Thank you.
You too. Thank you. Talk to you soon.